Hello, my fellow pod pilots of New Eden. Ed here, and I'm in a Stabber Fleet issue, which is dual rep and dual prop. That's right, Derek. This first clip is just to show you how sometimes you can get a kill. I've basically gone out into deep 0-0 space and upset a few of the locals by just flying around near their station, getting a few of them aware of you in local. Perhaps you're popping up in their intel channels, and you start to get a few things chasing you. Whiz off, go. If there's too much, just try and get out of there, but keep an eye on what's following you. In this case, Stiletto starts to follow me. He thinks he's going to get tackled for the rest of the gang. My aim is to try and get him far enough away from the gang so that I can take him out and then get out of there before the gang arrive. I know a Stiletto's not going to be too hard to take down. One thing that I do feel that this fit is missing is some form of newt. Especially going 0.0, I think you've got to have a newt these days to take care of tackle and frigs like this. But as long as I kind of keep my distance from him, I'm going to get some good hits on him. Wherever you are, I think there's always a kill to be had. You've just got to play the game right to be able to get it. And after that, I know I'm not going to be able to take out a Tengu, so I make my way out of there. I've got a nice kill. I know there's a bit of a gang knocking around, so I'm going to try and avoid and move on to the next one. Right, now this little clip, I know I've got a Gnomon, I think there's a Cinnaball, a Tornado, and something else I can't quite remember, but I think that I can take the Gnomon and he's ahead of the gang, so I kind of try and make a little play to get him and then perhaps get the hell out of there. So as I've jumped through this gate, I know he's a bit of ahead of the pack, and I decide to try and get him away from the gate and then sort of make a little play on him and see if I can take him down. I know I want to get close to him to do a lot of damage, but I've got to kind of tempt him in by letting him kind of play that nano game with him. So I kind of move away. And then as I turn around, he's coming straight for me. He's going to find it hard to change his transversal, and hopefully I'll be able to get a scram on him, which, as you can see, I kind of just missed out on it then, as the Tornadoes also jumped in and were kind of moving closer towards the gate, which ain't the best thing. Really what I should be doing at this point, I think, is aligning away from that gate and moving away from that Tornado which is coming in. But I've got the scram on the Gnomon and I'm bloodthirsty and I know I can take him down quickly. So I just think, well, let's get this kill and then worry about what happens afterwards. And one of those Svipples, I don't know how you pronounce that, but I fucking hate this little ship. It seems to be everywhere and it's really annoying, and it just seems to be a little bit overpowered at the moment. But that gets a tackle on me. I've got, what is it, a Cerberus, a Tornado on me. There's not much I can do, but I think I've won the ISK war there with that Gnomon kill, and it was a pretty good little fight. And if I'd have played it a little bit differently, I perhaps could have killed that Gnomon and got out of there, but that's the way that things are. You just got to try it sometimes. And I was quite happy with that kill anyway. It was a good little fight. Here I've got another Stabber Fleet issue, and it's the time of the Operation Frostline thingy-bob that's happening, and everyone seems to be in these sites doing stuff, and I found myself an Ishtar who's willing to hang around and let me scram him. Obviously thinks that he can perhaps get a kill on me here, so I've moved up to try and kill him. He's got those Praetors which aren't doing too much damage to me at all, and I've just got to try and get a scram on him. For some reason he kind of hangs around for too long. I think maybe at this point he's aligning out or something and trying to move away, or I just don't think that he's really trying to actually fight me. But I suppose he's not losing much shield, so he thinks that he's doing pretty well. But I know as soon as I get in close enough and get this scram on him, I'm going to be applying a lot of damage to him. I think I needed to switch over to EMP at this point as well, because he's shield fit, and I think the EMP would have been a better choice rather than the fusion. So by this point I've got the scram on him. All I've got to do is keep a tight orbit, switch over to my afterburner so that my sig radius drops and he can do less damage to me, and start applying the DPS. I noticed that the DPS isn't going that hard, and I think, if I can remember, I do actually swap over to EMP. Yeah, I swap over to EMP just because I think it's going to do more damage. Knowledge is power in this game, and if you know what the right type of ammo or you know, the right type of drones to use, then that can definitely swing a engagement in your favor. So knowledge is definitely power in this, and the more you know, the more that you're going to win, and the more that you're going to be able to take stuff on, whether you want a close orbit or whether you want to stay a little bit away from them, or you know, whether their drones is their main DPS or if they got blasters, all these types of things, which is just too much to remember sometimes. And when you are trying to remember some of this stuff, it makes you wonder what you're pushing out your brain to remember, you know, internet spaceships. But I've been told that internet spaceships is important business, and that's why we learn it, and that's why we love it so much. But I can be quite lazy in some of the things that I do. Like I sometimes use phased Republic Fleet phased ammo just because I think it's a happy medium between sort of EMP and fusion, and whether I don't know which one to use because I don't know what type of ship it is. I'll use phased because it's that kind of happy medium for me, when, you know, perhaps knowledge of knowing which one to use would be the better idea. So in the first little video of the comeback that I did, I took a Myrmidon out and killed a couple of Stratioi? I can't remember what I called it back then. I think I called them Mysteros, and many people picked up on the fact that I called it wrong. But this time I thought my Stabber Fleet issue should not have a trouble with this. But as it so happens, it became a really difficult fight, and as you can see, I forgot to put on one of my armor modules there, which obviously really played a big part in me actually losing my ship here. I managed to sort of have real problems with my capacitor power as I'm spamming the button there to get it. There's a Stiletto and a Tengu there, and fair play to this pilot, because I think he's told them to stay away so that he can have like a solo fight. The Stiletto jumps in and jumps out every now and again, but it seemed like he might have said, look, let's just have a solo fight here, which is pretty cool, and I respect that, because I think I would have died a lot quicker if that Tengu had came in and started blapping me. But unfortunately I lost my ship there, and really good fight, nice and close, and I really enjoyed that one, so thanks for that one. But anyway, that's about it, and have a good Christmas, and I will catch you in the next one.